How to make healthy habits stick, especially if you're always starting over. Now, if that sounds like you, stick with me. I'm going to give you some great tips. But have you ever looked at a person who does it all? They eat healthy, they exercise, they sleep well, and you wonder, why do I not have their willpower? Or do they have better genes than me? Or what is their secret? More often, the real difference is they didn't get to where they were overnight. It's a process built on healthy habits that develop slowly as you keep doing them. So the myth is overnight success. Hey, instantly every problem solved and you're where you should be, but most people don't get there overnight. Healthy habits are built gradually over months or even years, and it only looks easy once it's become a routine. Many people who seem to have it all together have put months of effort into getting there. And you just see the results. You don't get to see their progress. Jody is one of the patients that went through the 7 Systems plan. She could not lose weight. She didn't feel good. She didn't have energy. Her hormones were messed up. But in 6 months, developing healthy habits like we're going to talk about helped her lose 60 pounds, fix her hormones, and increase her energy tremendously. The foundation for lasting change is not about willpower or having better genes. I don't care what kind of genes you have. I don't care what your willpower is. I'm going to give you the secrets in this video. It's about learning to work with your habits and with real life. There are 4 key strategies that I'm going to go over with you that will help make these healthy habits last. So if you want to jot down 4 things, here's number 1, shrink the task. The problem is we try to do too much too fast. So the solution is to make it easier, almost ridiculously so. Why it works is success builds on success. When we try to change too much at once, we often give up. And I know a lot of people that do that. So start small to ensure your success and then build from there. So how do you shrink a task? All right, start with a realistic goal, something you want to do that is realistic, and then use the 1 to 10 confidence scale. Here's what that means. A 10 would be, this is going to be pretty hard. I'm going to have to do everything perfect to make that happen. A 1 would be, I can do this in my sleep. That's not hard at all. If it's a 9 or a 10, you need to shrink that goal. And then as you have success, you can adjust upwardly. We need to use the confidence scale to test to see how ready you are to do whatever you're trying to do, and then make the task smaller until it feels doable. Let me give you an example. Say your goal is, I'm going to exercise for an hour a day. Now some people can do that, but for most people, that's a 9 or a 10. It's pretty difficult. So here's what I want you to do, shrink it and do a 10-minute walk a day. Now that's a 2 or 3 on the difficulty scale, and you can do that, and then you can build from there. Another example. Let's say you want to eat 5 cups of vegetables a day. Now that is a wonderful goal, and it's where I want everyone to get to. But if you're currently eating 1, that might be difficult for you. So start off with eating 2 cups. And once that's comfortable for you, add another cup to 3. Strategy number 2, think on a continuum. Here's a problem. For a lot of people, it's all or nothing. If they can't do it all, then they do nothing. So the solution is do what you can with what you have. And here's why it works. You build momentum and flexibility. The all or nothing thinking stops progress a lot. Doing a little bit still counts and builds momentum toward the next thing. Let's look at some examples of that. So here's all, you're doing everything. Here's nothing, and here's you're doing something. If you want to eat 100% clean, doing nothing would say, I blew it, I'm going to just go ahead and binge and eat junk food. The doing something would be, all right, I messed up, I'm going to get it back on track, and I'm going to be on my plan again. Let's say you want to have 0 alcohol. Doing nothing would be, I'm going to finish the whole bottle, not advised. The doing something would be, all right, I'm going to have 1 drink and I'm going to enjoy it slowly. Meditate for 20 minutes a day. That's doing it all, but you get busy, so you just skip it. Well, how about just having 3 minutes of reading your Bible or 3 minutes of deep breathing? And then you're doing something and you can build from that. Avoid social media entirely. Now, that's a great goal. But if you start doing it and aren't on track, you end up scrolling all day. Well, how about limiting yourself to 20 to 30 minutes of screen time per day, once a day, and that's it. Or lastly, start and finish the entire project. Say you got something big that's significant and you need to get it done and it's just overwhelming for you, so you don't even bother with it. But how about taking 1 hour and knocking off a big chunk of it, and then the next day doing the next? That's the thinking on the continuum. Strategy number 3, see what happens and then ask why. So here's the problem. When bad things happen, we tend to self-blame and say, I didn't have enough willpower. Well, the solution is to look for patterns instead of beating yourself up. And why this works is it helps you make meaningful adjustments. We need to learn from our mistakes. When things go wrong, don't blame yourself. Ask why it happened and use that information to make a better plan. Here's how you analyze slip-ups. Pause and reflect when habits slip. What happened? Why did that happen to me? And then identify patterns like stress, the time of day, the environment you were in, what caused that to happen, and then adjust it based on the real root issues. So maybe you snack late at night because you're stressed. All right, the stress is the root cause. That's what we need to work on. Or maybe you skip your meditation in the mornings because you feel rushed. Well, being rushed is what caused you to skip your habits. Adjust that. Or maybe you stay up too late looking at your phone. Well, the problem is the phone is in your bedroom where it shouldn't be. So spot the pattern and then start making small adjustments and address the real reasons behind the slip-up so that you can improve your behavior. And number 4, give yourself room to be a beginner. The problem is a lot of people have unrealistic expectations from day one. The solution is to adopt a learning mindset. We're all learning. And the reason that works, it reduces pressure and increases consistency. Expecting perfection from the start is not realistic for most people. We're learning, and it takes time and patience to get there. The beginner's mindset is you're not supposed to be perfect. It's okay if you're not. The thinking is I'm learning as I'm getting better at this. Mistakes are normal and expected. It's going to happen. Learn from that. And think progress over perfection. Perfection is something that sabotages a lot of people's health plans. So here's your key takeaways. I want you to shrink the task so it's doable. Think in degrees, not extremes. Reflect on what didn't work and why. And let yourself be a lifelong learner. Each of these strategies helps reduce friction and increase consistency. Progress is what we want over pressure. Health is a lifetime pursuit. Trial and error is part of that journey. And even small, consistent actions will have big results if you just give them time. Don't pressure yourself to be perfect. Progress over time will lead to lasting changes, and you can do it. Start where you are, do what you can, and then do it again tomorrow. And you'll be surprised how far you can go. Andy's another person who went through the 7 Systems Plan, built a lot of good habits and learned from his mistakes. In 11 months, he lost 100 pounds. His diabetes disappeared. and he feels like a new person. He just used the skills he developed to improve his health. Now, if you want some support, I want you to check out 7systemsplan.com. Focus on one small health shift each month, and then continue to add to that. Stay motivated and accountability with like-minded people. That's a tremendous aid. And I want to encourage you, if you have health problems and want help, join the 7 Systems Plan. We now have providers in 14 states. If there's a provider near you, check that out. If there's not, you can always find the 7 Systems Plan online course to learn hundreds and hundreds of these health habits.